alive. Now I get 50 because of boring co-hosts. Wicked talking about woman issues. No one cares. And she is complaining about sending me money, and I am getting no views.
Hello, everybody. Hey, is that the chat GPT telling you that? That's funny. How you guys doing? Hi, Cree. Sunday blessings to you. To all of you. Hi, Gamecock Jenny. Hey, PMR or NPR. I was cracking up. Debbie is so funny. NPR. How you doing, PMR? Hi, Pippi. Pippi, I blamed you for Kirsten getting timed out in that chat. So it was your fault, really, because, she's from New Zealand and you just don't like it. Just kidding. Just kidding. Hey, Debbie. Hi, Stephanie. Hey, Robin. Hi, Gypsy. Hello, Margaritaville. Okay, hello. Hi, sweets. So I sat down today. First, I started doing my homework on watching the rest of Hey, Kirsten. I started watching the rest of part 14 to see if there was anything I need to show. And of course, not even 5 minutes went by. I'm like, shit, I'm definitely going to need to show that. So, but we'll get back to that another day. So after about 15 minutes of that, I got bored and I decided I got a link to John's members only that he did. Hey, Maria. Oh my gosh, she was like, if she had not typed in all caps, I would have responded. I wish I had taken a screenshot before I deleted it. Okay, because I should have screenshot it and then replied to it on my community tab. But she was like screaming in all caps, and I'm like, oh hell no. You are not gonna come in and criticize me in all freaking caps. So yeah, unfortunately I my first instinct, I just went straight to delete it, and then after I deleted it, I'm like, why didn't I screenshot that so I could reply on my community tab? I would have left the comment up had she not done it in all caps. I would have, like, her opinion would have been, I think her opinion is stupid, but I would have left it up there for anybody else to tell her what they thought of her opinion. Somebody named Susan something, who was in my comments from the stream I did the yesterday, and she was screaming in all caps that if it wasn't for John, I wouldn't have any content. And I guess she said some other things, but I'm not sure what they were. I just recall the whole thing was in caps, and she was screaming I didn't have any content without John. And it was just like, well, yeah, no shit. Tell John to stop being a dirty asshole, and I wouldn't have any content, is how I would have replied. Hi, Carrie Taylor. Hey, Just Beetle. Hi, Feel the Love. Hello, Cornhole. Hi, Jendy. Hi, everybody coming in.
To take out your trash cans.
I wish I could figure out how to change that to tomorrow, Alexa. Anyway. Alexa reminds me every week to take out my garbage right now, but it doesn't need to be done until tomorrow at this time. So I'm always like telling her, remind me again in 24 hours. Oh, she did, Kay? Oh, let's go look. Let's go look. Why do I have YouTube going twice? Oh, well, let's see. Oh my God, you guys see this home?
And city officials a message. He used black paint to deface his own home. WCPO 9 News reporter Valerie Lyons shares the homeowner's concerns and how the city's responding. A Pierce Township man.
Look at this big house. This house is a $2 million house. And this man, look, there's the front of it. He's having trouble. Well, he put the house up for sale recently. But I was watching this story earlier. He's having trouble with his township over in Claremont County. Now, what is going on here? Am I even live? Oh, there it is. Why have I got so much pulled up? Okay, let me go back to chat. I'm not going to play the story, but I don't know if you guys can see. There is something going on here that is annoying me. Just a sec. Take that out. All right. Pull this up. Did I just get rid of it totally? I sure did, I think. Wait a minute. I lost the link entirely. Hey, Dorothy DeRoth. Hey, Health. Christoph, did I say hello to you? Hello, Christoph. Carrie Taylor, did I say hi to you? I know I got Beetle. I got Feel the Love. Dorothy DeRoth. Hello, everybody. Okay, I somehow lost the tab altogether, but that is okay. Share tab again. I'll move on to John. Now that I restarted that other thing, let me just show you guys really quick. History.
Piss me off.
Can you guys see this mansion? Like, it's hard to tell from there, but I was looking at this on Zillow. I pulled up the address, because I was going to drive over there if it was still painted, but it was up for sale. And this was going for $1.8 million. And all because this man is having trouble with the township because he would shoot off his guns on his property, and his neighbors would complain. And excuse me. So the neighbors would call the police all the time and complain, and then the police would come over, and then he started saying that the people in the community were bullying him. And so he spray painted all over his $2 million home that he was getting bullied. Now, I cannot. Okay, so you guys didn't come here for that. It was just on my screen when I went to pull up the community tab, which is what I was going for. No, don't do that. So let me go to my community tab. And what did she say? Was it today's? Probably. Yep, today. Oh my gosh. I want to tell her not to type in all caps because I'm about to delete her again. We don't do screamers over here. Look, if it's boring, I don't know why you're even coming by to comment. Clearly, if you're watching, it's not boring to you. And if you're not watching, but you're engaging by commenting. No, see, I really don't want to remove it because it is engagement. But Susan, stop the all caps. I don't know what to do. Susan, don't all caps me. Really, Susan, if you're watching, I'll appreciate your opinions without the caps. So with that, darn it, Susan. I don't give a shit that you think it's yesterday's news or stolen. I don't. No caps. Goodbye. All right. Well, at least there's a record of it this time. I did. You're 30 seconds too late. Oh wait, no. Lag time's different. You're about 15 seconds too late, Jendi. But at least I removed it publicly. It's gone now. I mean, Susan, really, if you want your opinion heard and you want more people to see it, then you're welcome to leave it again in lowercase. And I will not delete it. Well, unless you say something that's like really rude as fuck. If you say exactly what you said, it wouldn't be deleted. Like, let me stop, because she'll call me all kinds of bitches and call me out my name, and then I'll delete it, and then she'll say, but you said you wouldn't delete it. Okay, so Susan. Hi, Freeside. Hi, Cat's Rule. I'm going to need lots of water for this. My voice. Hi, Stacy. My voice is already doing the you need more beverages thing. Ouch. And I've got a toothache, so I've got to really watch how I drink my cold beverages. My Coke Zero. And my ice water. Okay, let's see here. So anyway, what I'm going to be doing, so I started to watch the members only that John did. Let me take this down. Yeah, we don't need to share. Okay. Hey, Simply Blonde. I started to take notes on this live. And my notes are always so bad and so hard to read. No, just Coke and water. Hey, WE Have It All. Coke and water not mixed together. I have a little bit of wine left, so maybe I'll switch to wine before the live ends, but I've only got enough for one glass, so I'd rather order another bottle in case I want a second glass. I don't know. Okay, let's see. Anyway, so I just was taking so many notes, and I was only 13 minutes in, and it's a 2-hour live, and I was 13 minutes in, and I was starting page 2, and my hand was already hurting, and I'm like, you know what? F this. Let me just go live and do a not really a reenactment. I don't really know if I'm gonna get all acty or not. I don't think. But I'm just gonna kind of repeat and summarize the things that they're saying. I've got it pulled up on my TV set, so I can just it's not gonna be in my ears. I'm just gonna mute you guys, listen, and then kind of repeat. Pippi. See, I knew it. I knew I was right earlier. Okay, I will, Margaritaville. So I'm going to read my notes for the first 13 minutes. Then I am going to mute you guys, listen to some, give you the summary, and so forth. Okay, so when he very first came on, he whined about how low his views are, but as he has said and as we have heard, he is okay with no views, as long as he has peace and people not calling the police on him when he goes live and having big streams like that and the police being called on him. I don't know. I mean, he calls the police just when people hit a live button. So I don't know why he thinks that would stop. He calls the police for no reason at all. But anyway. So he whined a lot about that, but said he's okay with it. And then he said that he's really mad that Michael made $500 in that time that he was live. So I'm sure this was Friday night and it's Sunday. Michael's actually made $5,000. Or it was Thursday night. Michael's made $5,000 now since then. And then right after that, Scotti came on panel. The dog, Scotty's dog. Hey, Kick Me, hello. I am so sorry I didn't say hi to you over in Danny's. I saw you say hi to me, but I had already closed my phone, and I saw you on my TV. So I was saying hi out loud, but you couldn't hear me. Somebody else also said hi to me, too. Pick Me, and was it Creed, maybe? 2 people said hi, and I know I said hi back to the other person, but you'd think I'd remember who it was. So then Scotty's dogs are barking. Scotty's dog is barking really loud in the background, which normally would be no big deal. And honestly, it's not a big deal that her dog was barking because as we know, dogs bark. But I am curious to know if anybody else will decide to comment and make a big deal on, hey, Aaron. If anybody else will comment and make a big deal of Scotty's dog barking in the background the way Maria's dog was barking. I mean, should Scotti have gotten off the live and gone and tended to her dog? Well, yeah, she actually should have, but not because it's the dog. It's for other reasons that have nothing to do with the dog. Oh, it was Beetle, maybe. Hey, Avocado. Yes, he had Scotti up. That's why yep. He had Scotti up. Oh my gosh, don't say much. Thank you. Thank you. We have got Cat's Karma Trino. Well, hello, Cat's Karma Trino. Shay, hello. Bambi, hello. Just Doom and Sandra Ellis. As far as, well, I'm sure they are all good people. Only Cat's Karma Trino I'm not familiar with, but I love the name. Thank you so much, Don't Say Much, for the memberships. Hey, Danny. Yeah, Scotti. That's why I know I'm going to be talking a lot, and my voice is crap. Just a sec. I need to do a lot of voice clearing and drinking water. So, quick mute is trying to clear my damn throat. Lord. So then Scotti suddenly came on the panel right in the beginning. And, like, oh my gosh. Scotty's on panel. Here we go. Scotti came on. She was stressed because the dog wouldn't stop barking, but eventually the dog did. Scotti was saying that that Michael always said that when he got to America, that he had lawyers in America that would help him for free. Scotti wants to know when Michael is going to take some of this money that he's earned and pay back all the grandkids, or her kids and Skyla's kids. Then Cody decides, no, Cody, who doesn't have a channel, who doesn't involve himself in social media. Hey, Ashley Domingo. So then Scotti, Cody says that whenever they go down there, that Cody and John constantly leave money out on the tables and money laying around. They just leave their money out laying around everywhere. And never once has anybody ever taken any money. So that means that the money that went missing had to be stolen by Michael, is what Cody says. And then is one of the kids nicknamed Boogie? Because it sounded like she said Michael blocked one of the kids named Boogie when they came into the TikTok. Hey, Rainbow. Hey, Daddy's Disappointment. What time is it? That's funny. Well, according to Susan, it is not time for what I'm doing. According to Susan, I am played out. Angela's Rottweiler, Takashi. They named the dog Takashi after Takashi 6ix9ine. Okay, so I guess supposedly Boogie came into the TikTok live and got blocked. Well, I would block him too. That could have all kinds of legality, like legal issues, if you're not blocking the kid. Well, allegedly Michael did. We don't know. Well, although they are saying he definitely did. And then they reminded us that in season 1, Michael was stealing money from Angela's ATM card. And Scotti said that he did that to Angela many, many, many times over the years. Oh, Susan at 9:45. Susan was somebody who commented on my community tab and on my stream, just saying that I am a repeater of that I reuse John's content. I replay John's content, and I'm a loser, and I'm boring, and she doesn't watch me, and she does it in all caps. So I had to make an executive decision and delete all caps. I had to. I don't do all caps here. Not for everything you say. If you're doing it, an all cap sentence here and there, I get it. Every once in a while, things need to be said. Every once in a while, we need to freaking scream. But that's what we keep it sacred for, screaming. Yeah, Rainbow, he did also block 148. She said that in the main live. Hey, Lisa Dempsey. Everybody coming in that I'm missing, it's hard to see because I am reading right now. Okay, let's see. So, and then they said that, and then Scotti said that Michael doesn't clean or do shit. He just lays around. He just laid around on the couch watching TV all day. Then John said, well, what about the comment he made to Marley? This was interesting. John and Cody said, actually Cody might, I don't know which one, John or Cody said, what about the comment he made to Marley? It's at the beginning of the stream, so you can see what I said. It wasn't that big a deal. And I deleted the first one. Before I could screenshot it. That was the better one, really. So then, she said that he would hide the game controller. Like, whenever he was playing games, if he would have to leave and go somewhere, he would hide the game controller so the kids couldn't find it and use it while he was gone. So that way, when he came back, he could go instantly to playing games again, and he didn't have to push the kids off the machine. Then he said, that wait, I forgot about the Marley part. Wait a minute. I skipped right over that. So he made a comment about Marley, or they said, what about the comment he made to Marley? Hi, Marexus. They said, he said, what about the comment they made to Marley? And Scotti said right away, we're not bringing that up. We're not bringing that up. That will not be brought up. And then Cody says, nope, we're not bringing that up. We're not bringing that up. John's like, nope, we're not bringing that up. And then they all three said, yep, that'll come out in due time. Yep, we all agree. That'll all come out in due time. So they're making it seem like Michael said something very, very scandalous to Marley. I assume Marley is also another grandchild. Look, I know my own nieces and nephews' names, but it doesn't go much further than that. It took me 4 months. I had to ask my brother twice, 2.5 times, what my great nephew's name was. Hey, Heidi. So something, apparently they're saying he's made some kind of a comment to Marley that will be eventually brought up, but not right now. Whoever Marley may be. Scotti also said that Michael wanted Angela to buy him a car, even though he's not a licensed driver, so he could illegally drive. Cody says, yeah, and then that way Angela could be stuck with any legal fees if he got any tickets or into any accidents or anything. Angela would be responsible for all those legal fees. And then, Cody was doing way more talking at this point. John wasn't saying anything. John only spoke up when they said, oh, no, we're not going to mention Marley now, but just wait. It'll all come out. Then Cody brought up asked Scotti if Michael erases his laptop history. Before Scotti could answer, Cody says, he erased all of his laptop history, and that's how somebody knows technology is when they know how to erase all of their laptop history. That's how they know technology. Ew, gross. That is not good. What did I just... Ew. I need to freshen up my water. There's an issue with that. Okay. And this is all alleged and it's all out of Scotti, so who knows what the truth is within all of this. She wouldn't let him get the green card to get a license. All of these complaints were either obvious or things that come with living together, right? Oh, and then Scotti was going on and on about how Michael thinks that all men are smarter than all women, that in Nigeria, that's how they are raised, and that's what he knows, and that's what is true, is that all men are smarter than all women. All. Because she kept focusing on the word all. And then Cody says, yeah, well, he got outsmarted by two gay guys. That was Cody's response to Michael saying that all men are smarter than all women. Cody says, well, yeah, he got outsmarted by two gay guys. Yeah, make of that what you will. And then I guess they say that Michael was lying about not having a certain IG for 2 years, and that's the IG that the private investigator found. Then Cody says that Angela had friends find out more information on him, on Michael, than the PI did. Scotti then says that John did not break the bunk bed, that the bunk bed was not even there at the time. Yes, Scotti says, hi Chantal, Scotti says that John did not break the bunk bed because the bunk bed was not there at the time. Was that not the bunk bed that we saw right next to his head? I swore that looked like a bunk bed that he was sitting next to. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Then we are on my last note before I start press and play and repeating it. Oh, and then she said the bunk bed was already broken. Yeah. She said, yeah, they said that it's not even there and it was already broken. That was MW as me that asked in the members live. Hey, Ringo. House of Deem liars. Okay, so now I'm going to mute you guys for a second, and I'll be right back. Okay, so Scotti is starting to talk about what happened with her and her conviction. And then John stops her and says that he's gonna that he knows that she's innocent. He knows that she's a good person, that she's a really good person, and Cody knows that she's a good person, and she's one of their best friends, and that one day they will do a live for the public for Scotti to come up and tell her side of the situation. So Scotti does start to bring it up, and then John stops her and says one day they'll do a live. Now that would be an interview that people would definitely view that don't like John. Like, that would get big numbers. That would be a 90-day thing that would get big numbers. Hey, E11. Hey, Beans. Hi, everybody I'm missing. I'm sorry. Hey, Lita. Now they're just talking about Scotti ran into her gate and she tripped over the gate face first. And Cody is now going on and on about how stylish she is. And I need to speed this up on my TV and it won't let me. I don't know why. Which is okay. I'll just switch it to my phone. I can't review it. It's members only, and he calls the cops. And I uninstalled OBS over on Rumble. And I don't want to deal with him calling my police for bullshit like this. Sadly, the police don't give a fuck that they don't give a, they don't, I guess it's not worth the resources to them to give a fuck that false calls are done. And he would false call on me. Hey, not that Lauren Marie. Right, PMR? Well, he went to, he said he had interior design training. Cody helped her up when she fell, and they were best friends ever since. So Cody and John are in fact, remember when they said that they weren't friends with Scotti? They are going on and on about how she's their best friend. So clearly they are besties with somebody that is definitely a convicted Cho to the Mo. I'm hoping that beats the censors. So first off, that's him and Cody's room. He said, right now they're talking about the bed again. And he said, first off, that's him and Cody's room. The kids love him so much they leave notes all over the doors for him and stuff. And Cody leaves them little notes in the drawers and stuff. Not Gonna bite my tongue on which drawers. Well, that didn't really help biting my tongue because that's not what I meant, but that is also what I meant. All right, just a sec. Let me see what they say next. Cody says, they just like to put smiles on everybody's faces. And now, John says, so Scotti, what do you think of this Go Fucking Fund Me? Just a sec, I'll be right back. He's scamming America. He's scamming America. Just like he was scamming mommy, he's scamming the whole America. I just did a quote. Accent included, you're welcome. So Scotti is in his TikToks counting his money, and he makes $1,500 to $3,200 every single TikTok because she is in there purposely counting his money. She's just explaining that he gets, I guess, on TikTok, you also get paid for likes and all kinds of revenue. She says that he's making, and she just knows he's making that much money. And Cody's agreeing. Oh yeah, Cody knows. Now they're talking about that you can cash out. They're talking about when you can cash out, or you can cash out at $20, how you can cash out right away, and blah, 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 blah. Just talking about the money of it all. Right, he does get upset if anybody counts what he makes. But Cody also is counting what Michael gets. Scotti said, I went live for 2 hours and I made $40. That is is $40 too much for somebody that is convicted of the crimes you've been convicted of. Oh, she did try to say that she made deals to save her marriage, and that's why she was convicted of crimes. So she did try to say something like that. Oh, shut up. Don't talk. Stephanie, thank you. That's really funny, though. All right, be right back. So she was in the chat the other night saying, with all this money you got, can you pay my daughter back, you thief? So I guess Scotti was in his live trying to say that. I assume she got blocked too. It broke their hearts that Michael stole that money, 20 from one, 80 from another, and it broke their hearts. And they work hard for that money. And Cody is in the background saying, and yes, they work hard for that money. They work hard for that money. Well, when he got there, those kids could no longer ride their hoverboards in the living room because he stayed watching TV 24/7. Scotti could have been a pissy person and said, Michael, could you let us have our living room back? You can go in there with Mama. You and Mom are married. You could go in there with Mama. Yep, he sure does. Right, Heidi? And if they didn't want those kids' hearts broken, then they could have told them something different and figured it out. Now she's bitching because he made the kids share bottled water out of the fridge. I guess they don't share. Now they're making fun of his culture, saying, I swear in his culture, kids weren't allowed to speak unless they were spoken to or something like that. And Cody's like, yeah, but you all weren't there. You were here. That doesn't mean that there's not going to be some kind of adjustments from culture to culture. Even if you warn somebody, it's still going to be an adjustment to get used to when you grew up in such an insanely different way of thinking. Bye, Heidi. Okay, I'll be right back. Yeah, we were never, ever, ever allowed to interrupt adults. We got in trouble if we interrupted when the adults were talking. And there was also a rule in my family that no kids were allowed at the poker table. And that traumatized me for life, I think. That's one of my emotional scars. Just kidding. Long story. But yeah, I mean, there are definitely kids like strict parents have rules for, or not even strict, just you don't interrupt the adults when they're talking. Yeah, I don't know how much structure they raise their kids with and rules. All the grandkids are spoiled, and John and Cody both wish that they were grandkids. Nobody at all is getting neglected in that household. Hi, Poopsick. It was Heidi's live was amazing. Her live was so good, Poopsick. Enjoy it. Oops. Now John's asking Scotti if when Michael was there, did she see him in pain? Was he hurting? Did he cry? I'll be right back with an answer, maybe. See what's said next. So far, if you don't believe Scotti, you can apparently go to the local Walmart or the local CVS or the local grocery, anybody that's seen him out and about. I don't know what the answer is, but apparently you can ask the whole damn town. If you can go to the Walmart and ask them, the Hazelhurst and Walmart, then that's practically the whole damn town, I'm sure. Ask them if Michael looked like he was in danger or if he was scared. Or if he was hurt. But he was always smiling. If he was so in danger for his life, why was he always smiling? The first things most foreigners do when they come over here that don't want to be married is use the abuse card. That's the first thing they do. This is according to Scotti. I'll be right back. John said that's what a lot of 90-dayers do. And I don't want to say this in comparison, but Larissa, my buddy. Oh, I'll be right back. But Colt was a dick, and but that's what a lot of the cast members do to stay here. And Fernanda's another one, he says. There's two more he can't think of right now. So Michael wasn't there under lock and key. John is saying, so Michael wasn't there under lock and key. I know people are saying that the doors were locked, the windows were locked, that he couldn't leave the house and all that shit. Rumors that he was locked in from the inside out, so like the windows were locked from the inside out or from the outside in. I don't know. Cody says there are no locks that you lock on the inside. Cody, use your brain. That's not what you mean. If you mean there are no locks on the inside, then you're saying that somebody's locked from the inside. That means there are only locks on the inside. There are not locks on the outside. But you're wording it like he really is locked in. I'm going to play that again. 15 seconds back. Oh, wait, no, I'm not playing it again because you guys aren't listening. I can't play it for you guys. What am I doing? I don't like this. I want you to hear it. Where you can't get out. Whoops, shit. It's older people on Facebook that are calling Skyla a bum and saying she's got 6 baby daddies and all this stuff. It's all the older people. Not older, it's all the old people. I guess apparently are slut shaming and getting it wrong on Skyla. I don't really care about Skyla. I only care about a convicted felon for what you've been convicted of. He reconfirms that Skyla's house because she says Skyla has one baby daddy and she owns her own home. And John says, yes, the house with the blue wall, because that's the house we went live from, Skyla's house. Skyla used to work 12 hours a day, blah, blah, blah. Just a sec. Michael has now made in this live that he's doing, Michael's now made $200 more. So he's made like $700 total. So John's now bitching about that again. They're all family, so they fight. You know, John's family with them, so they fight. So now she's starting to say, well, John and Skyla get into this little argument. And with that, I'll be right back. Definitely trim it out. It was going at 1.75. All right, so we're at 1 hour in. Let me mark the time down. Yeah, but members only. Cornhole because it was done on members. And John calls the police when you play his members' content. Pick me, I uninstalled the streaming service I need to play it on Rumble. It really interferes. It's suddenly interfering with my YouTube streaming service, which it didn't used to do, and I don't know how to fix it from not interrupting. And because he also calls the police, it's just not worth it to deal with that. Even if, I can probably, he'll call, if I know he's calling the police, then I can call him, but I wouldn't even know he was calling. And then they'd show up and, yeah. And they wouldn't really care that it was a false call. So immediately after the live, I will be privating it to trim it out right away. Yeah, don't you be sorry. I'm sorry. Because they want the body cam footage, Cornhole. They want to get body cam footage on me. Which I could just ignore and not answer the door. But if I do it over there, I have to delete it. If I do it here like this, then at least people can hear what it's about, and I can leave it up once I trim that out. Because if I do it over there, I have to delete it right away anyway. So, all right. So where were we at? Oh, yeah. So apparently they got into a little argument, but then they made up because 15 minutes, they were on the phone when they got into the argument, and then when they hung up the phone like 15 minutes later. She got into a car accident, and John and Cody immediately ran out of the house to go rescue her from the car accident. So that's how they know their family. And just a sec. John had his camera off the entire time, but he just turned it on now so everybody could see his face. Looked so what's the word I want to use? So like he's such a good guy. Like, you know, he'll do anything for his friends even if they're fighting. I don't know. He's just got this just I don't know. Dumb look. I can't really, like kind of a shy look almost. But he turned the camera on for everybody to see the look. Now, John said, yep, me and Skylar were having a big old fight. So she had worded it as a little fight. John worded it as a big old fight. I bet John said some really nasty stuff. No, you're right, I don't, and I probably wouldn't. Cody said, everyone shut up, get the kids, get the keys, and get in the van. Get the kids in the van and get the keys. Cody is now talking like Scotti a little bit. His Florida is coming back. And then Cody and her fight when they fart on each other. She yells at me when I fart on her. She yells at me when I fart on her, and I yell at her when she farts on me, Cody just said. I'm listening on John's members only. They're just babbling now about saving or about not they're not really saying anything about the argument itself, but just that Scotti walked in and she's like, what's going on? And Cody's like, I don't want to be here. I don't know. Like they're not really saying anything, but they're really being loud and using a lot of words and not saying much of anything. Scabies, right? Scotti was on the phone with Skylar Bally, and Cody didn't want to know any of the details. He just wanted the kids in the van and to grab the keys. Yeah, it was right after Scotti Deem, Angela's daughter, that was convicted of hey Sarah, of convicted of dren things, stuff. 13, boy. Be right back. They were going back and forth saying, I'll whoop your ass, I'll whoop your ass, I'll whoop your ass. Both of them were saying they was going to whoop each other's ass, Scotti says. John says, I'm like, fuck you, bitch. And then he said something else, but I couldn't quite make it out. Just a sec. He said, fuck you, bitch, you got the wrong person. And then John says, but honestly, that's what family really does. And, yeah. Him and Scotti fought, and he called her a cunt. And she's like, John, did you just call me a cunt? He's like, yeah, because you're being a cunt. Lita, I'm just repeating what they're saying on the members only live. That's all. Scotti Deem came up on John's panel, and I'm repeating what John, Cody, and Scotti are saying. Geez, now Cody's talking about when him and Scotti were fighting. It sounds like these people fight all the time. These are just in the past arguments. It's not, they're not, this was when there was a car accident. I don't know. I don't know if it was that night. I don't know. Maybe. They're not really saying. But it sounds like they do a lot of fighting. And then the air conditioning went out one day, and everything that could go wrong went wrong. This was at Angela's house. And that was a really bad day, and I guess they all fought all day then. It's probably what we're about to hear. Or what I'm about to hear and repeat. We'll see. Just a sec. Oh my God, he just said, and that's the day that they tried to send the cops to Angela's mom, or to Cody's mom's house to get her arrested? What? John, that's the picture you took that day that you were in South Florida, in Fort Lauderdale. You know, this one. Let me locate it here. I'm going to have to rewind this and repeat word for word what he said. But let me put this up on my screen first. I did not. Did I? Oh, no, there it is. Okay. Oh, my banner's not up. No, I can't do anything on members. Oh, no, I can't do the sound on members now. Okay. I'll be right back. I want to hear this slower. Okay, just a sec. So they are. You were right, E. They are talking about that car accident. So, okay, just a sec. So they were out looking for the car, and Scotti found the car, and Coda's like, "No, you didn't." And then she says, "No, I didn't." And he goes, "See, I fucking told you." Then the AC went out, and now John says, and that was not a good day for anybody at all. Not a good day. Everything that could go wrong went wrong. It was just a horrible fucking day. Cops to Cody's mom's house. That was also like what they're saying when they sent cops to Cody's mom's house. Yes, that day. The day they sent cops to Cody's mom's house, he was at that morning when it happened, right here. He is now proving yet again, 2 million ways to Sunday that this is a lie up on the screen. That was not a good day, man. That was not a good day. Man, that was not a good day. We can laugh about it now, man. But that was not a good day. It was crazy, and that's why we're family, and that's what family does. At least in my world, this is John. At least in my world, that's what family does. By the way, her dog is barking so much. Her dog isn't. Her dog continues to have barking fits. It's a little annoying on a viewer when it continues to happen, that sound. When, you're 40 minutes into a stream and they're still barking, that gets to be a bit much. But it's not abusive to the dog still. Because dogs do that. Remember Amber's dog? Yeah, I'd like to hear these people bitch about somebody's dog doing it that they like or respect. John's yelling at Takashi to shut the fuck up, and Cody is screaming, the last thing I remember was a lap dance, and then I'm at home. I don't know how we got there, but John is yelling, Takashi, shut up. He wants to go outside, but every time she lets him out, he wants to go back in. Oh my gosh. That is such typical dog behavior. Seriously. Like, the sound's annoying, but not because she's like, there's no abuse happening to the dog at all. Dogs do this. It's just annoying as fuck. I would just love to hear, though, Jules, because, Jules has membership. Jules, listen to this. Didn't Jules comment? Did Jules comment on other people's dogs barking? Like, did she have something to say about Maria's dog barking? Because if she did, she really needs to be concerned about Scotty's dog, because Scotty's dog has been barking on and off, more on than off, for the past 40 minutes so far. So Jules really needs to speak up about that, if she is so against dogs barking. You know what I found, Cornhole, is that I can't listen and talk at the same time. It's harder to hear. I end up having to replay and rewind more when I do that, because I'm talking over the next thing's being said. It gets hard to hear. I know this way is not the best. I apologize. They're all outspoken people. They all keep it real, and they all fight, and they all say what's on their mind. Angela calls you out on your bullshit, John. If Angela and John are ever handcuffed together, they will not survive, Cody is saying. John was on a show called Change of Heart? What? Well, Maria, she needs to talk about Scotty's dog, or Takashi, Angela's dog, barking through this whole thing. I mean, if it really is some type of abuse, shouldn't you care about everybody, not just the people you hate? It never aired? Oh. Like, I've never even heard of it. And why would he be on a show called Change of Heart? Well, let's see. A dating show back in 22. Scotty is screaming, oh my gosh, yes, I remember that. John's trying to find the episode. She said, you better post it. And John says, I'm trying to find the episode. And now he's getting ready to describe something. Wow, this is some good shit. Just a sec. Season 2, episode 81. Okay, whoever is out there that's really, really, really good at research, do your thing. It had 3 seasons. It must have had a lot of seasons or a lot of shows per season. Okay, it wasn't in 22. This man cannot get a date right to save his life because now he's saying it was 20 years ago. Because I'm wondering, what the fuck were you doing on a dating show in 2022? And why is this the first we're hearing of it? No, it must have been 2002, not 2022, because now he's saying 20 years ago. So I just think his sometimes his box wine speaks for him, or his vodka mixed with his Coke bottle speaks for him. But it wasn't 2022, it was 2002. He did say 22. Is that like now they're joking about the PI trying to find it. Watching Listen Down. He was watching old episodes of Joan and Melissa last night, and he saw Joan's friend named Lynn on it, and then he remembered Lynn was the host of that show, and he had totally forgotten he'd even been on that show. It was a dating show on MTV, he said. But now he says, I think they showed it on Channel 11 or something. I don't know what that means. He was about to graduate college. He never even watched it when it was on air. The dog is barking again. He stopped for about 3 or 4 minutes. I didn't even notice he had stopped, really, but it's probably been about 3 or 4 minutes that he stopped, and now the dog is barking again. I'm gonna start mentioning it now each time he starts again, because you just know that Jules watched this live, and that bitch had nerve to talk about Maria's dog barking. I mean, surely she's got a lot of bad things to say about this dog, Takashi, who belongs to a Z-list reality star, right? And no, Cody says those rumors that we stay in a hotel when we go to Angela's, those rumors are not true. We do not stay in a hotel. We stay at Angela's. Scotty's like, yep. And John's like, yeah, and I broke a bunk bed. Scotty says, oh my God. John's like, people are saying I broke the bunk bed. And your grandkids ran around screaming, John's breaking bunk beds. This is John talking. John's breaking bunk beds and we're scared of him. That's what the kids are running around screaming, John said. Saying that that's what we are saying that's happening. Okay, I'm fast forwarding through him talking about his episode. He's not saying anything interesting. She's trying to find it. She can't. And he's basically just saying that he is the entire episode. The episode is all him. He is all the episode, just in case you didn't understand. The entire episode is all him. Yeah, I would throw Sophie's name into this, Maria, but since she doesn't really watch John, she probably isn't paying attention to his members only, or she'd be included in this too. Since she also had a lot to say about it. She probably should be careful about talking about dogs, but Scotty, when Michael was there, was his life hell? John says. Scotty says, no, he was catered to 100%. Mama catered to him the whole time I was here. She catered to him the whole time. The whole time I was here, Mama catered to him. She bought him $1,000 worth of clothes, everything. Now he's talking about how Angela's room is always a fucking disaster. Always. And Cody's in the background. Always. That's really not the tune they were singing on the public live about her room. That's exactly how dogs work. And just like Scotty said, as soon as she lets the dog out, he's going to bark and want to come back in. So then it's all going to start over again. He's going to want to bark and go back out, because that's exactly what dogs do. Episode 81 of season 2 is saying a review of a past couples. A heterosexual couple? Huh. He said season 2, episode 81, right? Well, I'm asking you guys right like you heard it. Is that, if that's what I typed in, that's what he said? Let me go back and see. Although I think that is what I said. I don't know. I don't remember what I say. Season 2, episode 81. It had 3 seasons. Let's just put a little star on that in case I need it again. Well, damn. So now John is asking if there's anything on the live that they missed that they should have covered. And she said, nope, you pretty much covered it all. Anything you haven't covered, we can't talk about yet. So Scotti was, well, I guess the whole family was, it was probably just a family event of watching John on the 80-inch screen TV or whatever they've got in their living room. Man, if I had a big living room, I'd have an 80-inch TV. My 50-inch TV is too big for my living room, or else it would be bigger. Let's see. Okay, I'll be right back. John was 22. He was hot. He was working as a bartender, and he was in school. And you'll see his hot 22-year-old self on the show. He got picked by Lynn, the host. He wishes he could find it. He needs someone to find this footage. Season 2, episode 81. Said it again, season 2, episode 81. Maybe he's got it wrong. John says, I was sitting next to the host the whole time. And she says, why were you next to the host? Were you hosting it? He said, no, because I was pretty. John says, I was a catch back in the day. He doesn't want to give it away because we'll see, which is hilarious because apparently this episode can't be found anywhere. But he doesn't want to give it away. So that's interesting. At first I was just thinking he must have the episode wrong. There's no way that he's lying about this. This can't be a lie because he wouldn't be so braggadocious about having a whole episode. But now he's like he's not gonna talk about the episode because we'll see. Him and his ex were there, he said. His ex's name was Brian. She said, so you were, because first she said, was it a guy or a girl? He says, Brian. Brian. She said, so you were out. He says, oh, well, you'll have to see it. So I don't think it was fully out, but I guess that show maybe decided to make him tell his family. I don't know. We'll have to see it, so I better not assume. We'll have to see it. He spent the past 2 days trying to find it. So Wednesday, Thursday, or whatever he spent 2 days at least trying to find this. He says there's no complete list of the show anywhere. Well, I don't know how the fuck Pippi was able to find exactly what episode 81 was in a matter of 20 seconds. I mean, she is really talented, but I don't know if she's all technical like Michael and can clear history and shit like that. It was 2002. There was no there was no YouTube. There was no social media. There was no DVRs. I mean, it was just if you missed it, you missed it. No, John, you can still record it on what's something that's called a VHS tape. You could use to still record things. I started using VHS recordings in the late 90s, and I might have been a little late to the game. And you could even set the timer because it would record my soap opera Guiding Light every day at 3 o'clock on my TV set on my VCR. That's right. They've got the shingles, and PMR did talk about, or somebody earlier. Yeah, they're both beeping and bopping and hooting and hollering and all kinds of shit with the shingles. Like there's no pain at all. Like nothing's going on. We are half done. First, he said it was aired May 18th, 2002. And then he said May 10th, 2002. It was aired. That was his episode. So I guess he did find some information. But Pippi was quicker. Oh, yeah, that's right. DVDs were out then. Yeah, in fact, I was probably, because I was still recording off of VHS. I never did that. I was just thinking about flipping over to recording on DVDs, and I worked at Time Warner Cable and got a DVR like early, like definitely one of, in the first groups of people to get a DVR because I worked for the people giving them out, selling them. Trump is right though. DVRs are life changing. Did I hear that on Heidi's live this morning that he said that? Hey, sunshinery. When he was going on and on about how life-changing DVRs are. That is what I agree with. I feel like we had like two things that were really life-changing. First, it was the microwave, and then it was the DVR. And that is what I told everybody when I worked at the cable company and I sold DVRs. I said, this is the next best thing since the microwave. It will change your life. Interesting, Pippi and Sunshinery. He said, yeah, we were one of the couplets, whatever. I've never heard of the phrase couplets, but it's funny that he said couplets. Or that's a word, not a phrase, actually. He said it was definitely the female host, Lynn. If you see the male host, then it wasn't that episode. It was definitely the female host, Lynn. And Lynn only did season 2, so it has to be the female host. And you will see me right next to her the whole time. And it'll be a treat. You know, I was on myself. I was like, yeah, bitches. Yeah, bitches. And he's like shaking his shoulders. He's got his hands on his hips, shaking his shoulders and his head, going, yeah, bitches, like he's trying to be like really cool. Or I guess like he's trying to be like cool, flippant, snotty in 2002, whatever that looks like. You kind of know what I mean? He says, like, I was like, you want this? Like a million years ago. You want this? I don't know if it means like you want this D, or you want to fight this. I don't know. Maybe you want this D. I don't know. Now she's going on and on. It's crazy. You just can't find anything on it. That's crazy. It's like, yep, I was on Change Heart. Yep. Yeah, that's crazy. You can't find anything on it. It's called Change of Heart in 2002. He just remembered it, Lisa Dempsey, a couple of nights ago when he was watching a show. He was watching an old Joan Rivers show, and her friend Lynn was on the show. And when he saw Lynn, it all came back to him because I guess Lynn hosted the show. He said it's impossible to find. You can't find it anywhere. It's like the world doesn't want you to see it. But he shot a pilot for a reality show and he filmed 6 episodes. And no one will ever fucking see that. Because it never got picked up. It was never aired anywhere. If anyone can find that episode that he was on of that show, Change of Heart or whatever it was, he will be forever in your debt. What if I found it, John? He said he'd owe you a favor. If you find it, he will owe you a favor. And that's a lot, he said. And we've got it recorded. So Yep, he would owe you a favor if you find it. Boy, that could be a fun favor depending on who found it. Hey, Beans. And now I guess she's playing the voice of Change of Heart in the background. He's saying it's such a low-grade dating show, but it was his favorite show on TV, Sunshinery. Well, I know you're good at those kinds of challenges. Google says you can watch season 2 on Tubi. He even mentioned Tubi and said you couldn't find it on Tubi. But then you said that they're all described as heterosexual couples the whole season. What year did MTV? I thought MTV didn't even venture into the LGBTQ stuff until Tila Tequila. I thought they kind of went in lightly in that direction. I don't know. Yay! Okay, so what? Wait a sec. He was just starting to explain the premise of the show, and I paused at an odd point. Like I tend to do. But basically, the premise of the show was for a couple to come on, and then they would decide if they wanted to stay together or not. So they would send them both out on 2 dates, and then he started to say opposite sex dates where I paused it. So just a sec, let me see what I hear about this. Because what if they both went out on dates with girls? That's weird. Why would they? Did you just want to be on reality? Wait, okay. Let me not assume. Just a sec. So yeah, it's a couple that does not want to be with each other anymore. The guy will get a girl and the girl will get a guy. Hey, Siriana Lee. Yeah. He just said, so the guy will get a girl and the girl will get a guy. So it was not a forward-thinking Pedro was... I remember Pedro quite well because my roommate, Siriana Lee, my roommate, at the time, her brother's name was Mark Paul. Mark Paul lived in San Francisco. Her brother was amazing. I loved her brother. Him and I became really good friends. I even went out to San Francisco to see him in 1996. But he passed away in 97. But anyway, so her brother, Mark Paul, also tried out for The Real World that season. They were typecasting somebody specifically who didn't have HIV, but they had full-blown AIDS. They wanted somebody that was in the AIDS part of the disease, they were past the HIV part and had AIDS. So Mark Paul was one of the top 3 finalists, and Pedro won. And Mark Paul was an amazing person. He had the best personality. He was funny. He was charismatic. He was just, everybody loved him that met him. He's just a really good guy. And he, unfortunately, he passed in 1997, which if he had just made it another year, they might have been able to prolong his life a little bit longer. Yeah. Anyway, let's continue. So John definitely went out with a woman. I guess he went on 2 dates with women. At the end, they say, do you want to stay with your boyfriend, girlfriend, or do you have a change of heart? So did John go on there to try to figure out, to say he was trying to figure out if he was gay or not? Oh my gosh. Oh, thanks, not that, Laura Marie. It's okay. And it's fine. This was so long ago. It's just somebody lost to a horrible, horrible disease. And there was such a stigma on it back then that sometimes I get sensitive to people making fun of it now. So remember John said earlier that we would find out if that's, about, he said there was questions. So apparently he definitely went out with a woman, and it sounds like that they went on there under the premise of them having questions on if they were gay or not. I don't even, like, I think you can clearly, okay, let me just, maybe they hadn't had sex yet. I don't know. Not that it all boils down to that, but come on. You're like really attracted to each other, and suddenly you're going to be, unless you're bi, you're going to be attracted to random women. I don't know. Anyway, let me stop. Okay, so let me just mute this and see what he says next. So were they the two men? No. Oh, was it a guy and a girl, and they went on dates with the woman, maybe? Now he's saying it was a great show. He used to call it Keep 'Em or Switch 'Em. That was his name for it. So this guy Chris was the host for 4 seasons, and Lynn was the host for 1. Now he's asking her if she's got anything else she wants to add that she can think of. She says, not that I can think of. And now he's saying, has Kibbles and Bits posted anything that you've seen or heard of? And then he says, I blocked them. I blocked them. John, settle yourself down. You're too excited with the shingles to be talking so fast that you talk like the I blocked them. Getting so excited that you blocked them, you can't even spit it out. With the shingles, good Lord. I blocked Kibbles and Bits on Instagram. Scotti has no idea if she posted anything or not. And now he's bitching about bloggers starting GoFundMes for cast members. You should only share, you shouldn't start. She just tricked him and said she found the episode, and then she said, just kidding. And that wasn't even him trying to be on TV at that point. That was him trying to be a teacher. He didn't even have his bachelor's degree at that point. He was still just in college. He wouldn't do anything to look torrid back then. To look torrid? Can I ask you guys, you ladies that are married, well, anybody that's married who has changed their maiden name and taken their spouse's name, when you're talking about your maiden name, like John just said, because I'm DeAngelis. He goes, I'm John Michael DeAngelis. And I'm like, you sound like such a kindergartner. I don't know anybody who, when they say their maiden name, says their middle name with it like they're still in elementary school. Like this is my full name and I'm signing up for the book club, sir. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm Kellyanne Crawl. My maiden name is Crawl. I'm Kelly Crawl. No, I'm Kellyanne Crawl. Weird. So yeah, just bitching about that. And just a sec. I've got this going at 2 times the speed, so hopefully we will get through this in a timely manner. He didn't want Cody to take his name because he was never proud of his last name. So John hates being a DeAngelis still. Now he's reminiscing about 2016 and his arm was broken and he started going live. And that was way after he was a teacher and blah, blah, blah. He says his first name is John Michael as one name, but if that were so, it wouldn't have a space. Right. 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 Or there would be like a dash in between. Either no space or like some kind of a dash or something. Yeah. Everything John touched back then turned to gold. Everything. He was unstoppable back then. Now everything turns to shit. But back then, everything he touched turned to gold and he was unstoppable. I got it. I am really talking like Scotti. I might be talking more like her than John. It's like I feel like the Kentucky in me. Cincinnati has got so many people from Kentucky that there's just Southern accents all over the place. So I pick it up a little bit easily. If John went back in time, that's when he would be his best. Cody never saw that side of him. Well, you couldn't even land somebody better than Cody when you were at your best. He's sad nobody ever saw that side of him. He wishes people could have known him then. I'd actually probably go back to about the same time he would, ironically enough. That's funny. But yeah, he says if he could go back in time, he'd go back to around 2002. Yeah, I'd go to like 2003, so. Now, I said it's 1 a.m. and asking Scotti if there's anything else she wants to say, but there's still like 45 minutes of the stream to go. So I don't think they're going to end it. He's just, doing one of his many fake outs, his deep fake endings. Scotti is saying that Skyla is not going to be on Single Life. John said he thought she was. Skyla would rather have a career and work 9 to 5 than go on the show, John said. Or she said Skyla wants a career, and John said, yeah, she would rather work 9 to 5 and have a career. John said, well, that makes her normal too then. And then he says, well, she could go on the show and she could make all the money and do all the stuff and then go back to a career. He's texting her something. He's now texting her something to ask her if he can say it. She said yes, and now he said, do you know when Michael was there? And let's see what he says. TLC came and filmed, and they made poor Scotti sit in her room alone on Christmas Day. And she starts to say no. No, she was out there, but she chose to go in the room. She didn't want to be involved. Then John says, well, you're not supposed to be on the show because, and she's like, because of the bullshit. But poor Scotti couldn't be part of the filming because TLC was there filming and she couldn't be a part of it. Because she's a convicted adult who was too friendly with 13-year-old boys. He said she could have been out there and she could have been a part of it, but they would have blurred her out. And so now John's like, yeah, so you see everybody at a table and they just have that blur right there. So instead of being blurred out, she chose not to be around. Scotti got a raw deal, John says, and she says, they don't know my charges. They don't know what I went through. They don't know. No, they don't know. They don't know. They just don't know. They don't know. But one day, John says, when Scotti's ready, we'll talk about it on Alive. And people yell at me like, how can you defend Scotti? And then people say, how can Scotti live in there with the children? And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. She never lost custody of her kids, she says. There's so much, there's so many fucking layers, they're both saying. I need to slow it down and re-listen to something. She says, and when I sit there and I tell you, it could happen to any one of you. And John starts to say something and catches himself, and that's what I can't catch. Okay, so she said, this could happen to any one of y'all. You can't sit there and say it couldn't. And John then screams out, she was blackmailed. And then he hurries up and puts his hand over his mouth after he says, and he does it in his Vicky Gunvalson, she was blackmailed voice. On the WB, not MTV. That must be channel 11 in Long Island or wherever he went to school. She says, all it takes is one person to say something. That's all it takes. Now John says, I'm saying something, fuck it. Because they go in and because they blackmail, and then I hit pause to tell you, so just a sec. Oh, he's just saying again, they were blackmailed. They were getting blackmailed. Well, yeah, you already fucking said it, so why are you saying now, fuck it, I'll say it when you just screamed it like Vicky Gunvalson? That's something I'd probably have to explain. What PDF file? What do you mean? Scotti was getting blackmailed, and Angela, because they knew they were on the show. And the only reason these charges came out is because Angela refused to pay to play. And they were blackmailed. I'm quoting John. And when this happened back then, Angela wasn't making that much money. I mean, she was making money, but she wasn't making money like she is now. John says, yeah, first season she was making like $5 an episode. They saw Angela was on the show, so they blackmailed. Mom's sitting right there and telling him not to talk about it, honestly, is what Scotti's saying now. Actually, maybe that's not what she said. Just a sec. Oh, she said she's going to write a book about it. She's thought about it. If you're a convicted felon, if you profit off of that, don't you have to give the funds to the victim when you're convicted? So please do write a book. I'm sure your victim would love some money for college or getting their adult life started on the right foot. But she's scared to say anything because she lives in a small town. If she tells her truth and what happens to her, then maybe something will happen, or maybe nothing will happen. She don't know. She just don't know, and it's scary to think about. It's because the unknown is scary. John's like, and people say, I can't be friends with Scotti and Angela. And John's like, oh, there's so many levels to the story. Like I say, when we go to Georgia, we hang out with Scotti all the fucking time. We don't even hang out with Angela. Has anybody here ever heard John say that they hang out with Scotti all the time and not Angela? Hasn't John, in fact, said everything he could to act like Scotti doesn't even exist when she's brought up around him, maybe up until the past few months? Like, he's such a fucking liar. Like, maybe that's true that he was hanging out with Scotti, but he sure as hell wasn't telling anybody that. He was trying to say that he barely talked to Scotti. That he said, in fact, when I said Scotti was his best friend, he said I was lying and that Scotti was not his best friend. But he sure as fuck is proven to be a liar on that front, because she is your best friend. Yeah, I saw that too about Ryan. Like, anybody that Ryan worked with just really went to hell, and he did amazing. Maybe that's the work of the Illuminati. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, they're just talking about stupid shit. I don't even. Um, I don't think she's doing that at all. Yeah, I don't think she's distancing herself from him at all. He's talking about how he's June Cleaver and he's making ham sandwiches for everybody in the family when he's down there. And then Scotti said, John, where's my sandwich? And John went off on her. And then Cody's saying he didn't even get a sandwich. John is so proud of those ham sandwiches. He had a whole system for making those ham sandwiches, and he is so proud of himself. Well, John, I think you've just qualified to go get a job at Subway. You are capable of working at Subway. You have just proved that you've passed the sandwich making portion of the interview. Just don't say much to people, and you don't have to worry about your customer service background. Now he's describing his ham station. He had bread, ham, mustard. And he's like making chopping noises like the chopping is supposed to be layering. I don't know. His hands were too full to make Cody a sandwich. John is now singing, working 9 to 5 because he feels like Dolly Parton. Still going on about sandwiches. Some had mayo, some didn't. Some had this, some didn't. But he just had his assembly line down. Oh my goodness. Someone wanted their sandwich now, and someone wanted their mayonnaise only on one side. Where is it normal to put mayonnaise on two sides of a sandwich? I don't live in that world where you put condiments on both sides of a normal sandwich. That's why they wear gloves, your crack elf. I mean, some of those employees, just saying. He loved it, though. He loved making those sandwiches. He loved it. Dude, I know somebody that's hiring, and you know they've got a Subway on the island. I bet you wouldn't even have to leave the island. Now hey Gina Marie, now Cody is getting in on the sandwich talk. He says it's salami, it's cheese, and it's this, and it's that. And you can hear him making the chop sound on his hand, which he's also probably meaning to make a layer hand motion versus a chop. I mean, I don't know, maybe they did cut them all in squares or smiley faces. Well, Cody, why didn't you make your own damn sandwich? The kids were excited because John let him play on the slip and slide, and nobody else lets him, or the Scotti doesn't let him play on the slip and slide. And Cody was like, everybody wants to play on the slip and slide and the soap and the water. Then why don't y'all can just go wash my car? Because y'all are playing on the slip and slide. You got all that soap and that water. I don't know what slip and slide has soap. Or maybe that's something that they do nowadays. I don't know. But Cody is in the background saying, I just kept saying. And he's repeating this over and over. He's repeated this twice so far. He suggested that they just go wash his car if they can do that slip and slide. And the kids were like, what? And he's like, tomorrow. John's always wanted to be a parent. He's always wanted a kid. Thank God you're too poor to procreate. John felt so fulfilled making sandwiches for the kiddos. John was in charge, and it just felt so good. He did it with a great big smile on his face, and he puts his hand on his mouth, like in the motion going down, like great big smile on his face. He was loving it. He really felt like June Cleaver. And some wanted mayo and some wanted mustard, and I just made them all. Still going on about sandwiches. Scotti says, yep, all 6 of them are all picky, and they all want something different. Uncle Cody snuck one of the kids more cake when Mama told him they couldn't have more cake. That's okay, little kid. Cody will be calling you fat in the future. And no, I would never. I'm just saying that's what Cody does. He'll feed you cake and then he'll call you fat. You know how kids with sweets are, Cody says. It's kids and it's sweets, Kids, if it's late at night and, kids want sweets, The kids, they love the sweets. I'm glad Cody can't afford a white van. John says, and I'm a teacher, and we got 6 grandkids, and we're in charge. And I'm like, okay. John says, so we'll put a point system out. We'll do a reward point system. So John is now in charge of the kids, and he's doing a reward point system. I guess London won, and they took her to Walmart. Yeah, Marley is one of the grandkids' names, so they're insinuating Michael said something very distasteful to Marley. Yeah, he admitted it. He said they were there that they said he said they were there that at Angela's when the cops were coming to Cody's. They were at Angela's, or I'm sorry, at Skyla's when the cops were coming to Cody's mom's. But I think Crack Elf might have heard the stream already.
To get everybody checked.
They're just talking about Walmart, but they're not really saying anything. Cody's talking about there's a 2-door and wait, what? Wait a sec. Oh, so John says, I'm going to Walmart, London. You want to come with me? And then I guess more than one kid wanted to go. And Cody said, it's a 2-door, so that means only 2 or 3 can fit. Now, Cody is calling Scotti Sissy and talking about how when him and Sissy went to Walmart, and now she's saying that the air conditioning cut out on the way back from Walmart with Cody. So Cody is now referring to Scotti as Sissy. And when the AC cut off, Cody said, I swear to God, you're bad luck, Scotti. And Cody's now dying laughing about his air conditioning buttons and his radio buttons being right next to each other. Can we see it in this picture? Well, there's the radio button. So the air conditioner must be below. Or that's the one of them. But yeah, isn't that how buttons in cars work? Okay, anyway. He hits the fan button instead of the radio button in his car, and he's just laughing. John says Angela's house is so cold that he has to wear parkas and ski caps. John has to go outside to warm up to go back in. They only have one air conditioner in their house because they live in a tiny, tiny shoebox, a 500 square foot place, he's saying. So they've got just one air conditioner. I don't think I was deep muted. And now he's bitching because Cody just put another air conditioner in their bedroom. So John sleeps with 5 blankets on him now. Skyla's AC went out. Now John's saying it's a beautiful house. I'm supposed to be muted. Stop fucking with me. I can't play his members. So Cody's talking about Skyla being a boss bitch, and John is saying it's 48 degrees in Angela's house, not 60. It is 72 in my apartment right now. Apparently, there's a vent on John's side of the bed, and he's always making Cody switch sides with him. But that's at either Skyla's or Angela's. I'm not sure. I fast forwarded about 45 seconds. Oh my God, thank you. I'm like, what the fuck? Stop fucking with me, Pippi. I've got fans going also, Gypsy. Same. John is bragging again about being patient zero for chickenpox. Wait a minute, I might have fast forwarded too much. Oh, is he showing his hand? Can I make this bigger? No. Why can't I make this bigger? Okay, so I fast forwarded thinking they were just talking about the fucking weather the whole time, but John was brought up the shingles, so let me go back just enough. So John's bitching about having to wear long sleeves in the house because Cody's got the air conditioning on Angela level. Now he says, but him and Cody both have shingles right now. Cody says, my second time. Don't you guys remember John trying to lie, saying he had shingles too the last time Cody had it? You fucking liars. I don't even believe you, Cody. Okay, so John turned the camera off. And she's asking, where is it at? Is it on your back? And he turns the camera off. Interesting. Then he says it's on his side and on his face. There ain't shit on his face. Okay, but the camera's still off. Okay, he turned the camera back on and he was pointing to had his hand on his cheek like it was there under his left eye. Let me screenshot this. Man, I wish I can. Let's see if I can make it bigger here. Okay, do that. Then check this. There is nothing on his face. Nothing. I just screenshotted a picture. I can't even show it to you guys, but I don't see shit. Okay, let's see. That's why he doesn't want to be on camera, because it's all over his face. But he's been on camera for a lot of this stream, and it's not on his face at all. I really wish I could put this picture up on the live stream. But because it's from the members, I can't. He could strike it. Just the way Maria can strike him for allowing people to use screenshots from her members only on his live stream. So I don't want to do that myself when I think somebody else can get in trouble for it. But I'm going to send this I might send it to Brooke and ask her if she sees anything. Send it to a couple of other people in IG and show them what I'm looking at. Okay. We have about 20 minutes left, and I don't think we'll need that long because I can't imagine him saying anything much new in this next 20 minutes, but we'll see. Mom says it was one of the worst things she ever had, and Scotti says, it's the chickenpox virus. And John says, yep, I was patient A. I was patient 0 for the chickenpox, and when I had them. John bragging about how he gave his whole school chickenpox. Now, MW is me makes a comment that John puts on the screen that says, now they said you and Skylar were fighting because the police came to her house during the last trip trying to deflect from Michael the scammer. No, we said that him and Skylar were fighting because he broke her kid's bed. That's why we said they were fighting, MW. Hey, Georgie. And John's like, what? You know how John does the what? Like, they can't be saying that. What? And Cody's in the background. Oh, God. Like, he thinks trouble's coming. Oh, God. What? Oh, God. Who's saying this when and where? Now they're saying that me and Scotti. Or who's saying this when and where? Now they're saying that me and Skyla were fighting because the police came. Now he's freaking out. Police never came to Skyla's house. What are they talking about? And Scotti in the background, what are they talking about? John's like, police never came. What are they talking about? What? What? And Cody's like, exactly. See, they just want you to freak out. Where are they saying this, MW? Where are they saying this? John wants to know. MW is me. Tell John, where are we saying it right that moment? Why are you choosing to get this man so worked up with dumb shit that you're not even getting right? And I know you're a member, or I know you're a subscriber. Get your questions right, please. But although if you don't, then you work him up and we get to make fun of him for acting like such an idiot right now. Now John thinks that she's serious, or John thinks that her information's correct, and he wants to know, well, what? The police came to Skylar's house. What's that got to do with Michael getting $40,000 or more? So now he's trying to combine the two because MW as me is giving him false ideas of that. And then John is going to take them and spin them some more. So good job, MW. It really is kind of fun when his own subscribers manage to get him worked up. Way to go. Thank you. We thank you very much. John says no police ever went to Skylar's house or Angela's house while they were there. Because you know why? There would be a FOIA report that they would play. Well, I did try to get the FOIA and I got nothing. Now, they didn't say there was nothing, but they didn't send me shit back, and I know they got it. Because they sent me a question to verify something, and then I never heard from them again. I know somebody else who was also trying to now get the FOIA report, so I really hope that Heidi has much better luck than I did. Now John is freaking out and saying, now this is the disgusting fucking part. Michael is scamming the world and they're going to talk about me and Skyla fighting and blame that. So MW as me is completely... You've completely taken him off track and gotten him all bullshitted up over bullshit. You know what? This deserves a... Bravo, MW is me. I should give an award to John Sub. That is the most impressive each stream because MW is me is definitely the most impressive this stream. Skylar just had a cam slip. Skylar just had a cam slip. Did I say Skylar had his cam slip? Because I mean Scotti. Scotti had a cam slip. Now Cody is saying something is racist, but I'm Really not sure what. I don't even know if I want to know what the fuck Cody thinks is racist. Let me see. Okay, I'm going back 15 seconds. Oh, so it's racist. So if MW is me was accurate in saying that we are suddenly using whatever for, I don't even know. It's such a stupid argument. It's such a stupid argument. But apparently, if we're doing it, whatever it is that she said we're doing, then we're racist. Okay, Cody. Okay, racist Cody. Now John is demanding to know where we are saying that. On Michael's TikTok, he wants to know. He's demanding to know. Yeah, MW is me. Where the fuck is that being said? Please. Enlighten us all, MW is me. Where the fuck is that bullshit being said? Because that's not even what was ever said. We were under the impression that they got into a fight because he broke the kid's bed and that the police came. That has absolutely nothing to do with Michael and Angela. So your information is so fucking false that you've started this whole shitstorm. Now they're talking about the GoFundMe again and calling Michael a thief and telling him to pay back the grandkids. John is still demanding to know where this is being said. Again, demanding to know where it's being said. He's not getting any answers. MW is me. Answer the question. Where is it being said? Now he's asking, is it happening right now, MW is me, as we speak? John says, because it's not accurate at all. And then Scotti says, none of the stuff they say is, okay, convicted Cho to the Mo, Scotti. We know that's fucking accurate, that you serve time for being a convicted PDFO. The dog is barking again, but the dog hasn't barked for like at least 20 or 30 minutes. Good job. But the dog is barking again. For those on dog bark alert. Michael has only scammed her, cheated her, lied on her, and done all these horrible things to her, and nothing justifies all the way he's treated Angela, she says. Scotti says. Oh, he manipulated her, he gaslit her, he scammed her, he cheated on her, and he was dishonest, and she didn't deserve none of that. She said, he drove her to go, ah! That's what Scotti said. He drove her to go, ah! John wants people to answer, if Angela was this horrible person, what was her end game? Why would she spend hundreds of thousands of dollars flying there? Right, John, because she came out poor. Did she come out owing money? Bitch, she was still making money on top of that. Why didn't she ever pay Michael his fair share, John? The people would like to know things like that. He says, well, TLC's known for not paying their cash shit. If this was Bravo, and she was a housewife, she'd be making 6 figures at least. She couldn't qualify to be a housewife on anything in the NBC umbrella, John. Now they're talking about how you can show people all the proof in the world and they'll still know that, and they'll still say it's not the truth. John says, well, Scotti, your mother doesn't make it easy. Scotti says, we all know Mama gets her ways. But like I said, that don't justify everything he done, Scotti says. John wants to know what Tekashi is going on about, because like I said before, the dog's barking, so John is annoyed by Tekashi again. And she's just talking about, I'm not letting him out, because every time he goes out, he just starts barking to come right back in. I so believe that. Dogs freaking do that shit. It's so annoying. God love the adorable puppies. They do that shit. She's just saying because he wants to go in and out, in and out, in and out. I'm not playing his in and out, in and out, in and out games. I don't blame you, Scotti. I wouldn't be playing those in and out games with him either. That's the one thing we can agree on. Probably the only thing we'll ever agree on. Now John's saying he's hungry and he wants a meatball sandwich. Tekashi's still barking. They don't have a Subway by them, he said. I don't believe that. Now they're talking about Buc-ee's. Talking about Buc-ee's barbecue sauce. John says Buc-ee's has the best barbecue sauce he's ever had in his life. And Anybody out there? Is it as good as Sweet Baby Ray's? Now they're talking about Bucky's jerky. Michael said the cats are evil. Michael, cats are not evil. But I guess Michael said cats are evil. Now they're saying Michael's smarter than the women that are on his side because he scams all those women. Now she's saying Michael said in his culture, cats are evil. Scotti is shocked at how big Georgie is because Georgie came from their house. And John just put Georgie on camera. Scotti is shocked at how big he is. That's because they feed him McDonald's cheeseburgers. They make fun of me for McDonald's cheeseburgers, yet they feed them to their cat. How does that make any sense in the world? First, they named the cat Georgia Peach because they thought it was a girl. But then they found out it was a boy and they changed it to Georgie. They're just talking about cats, nothing. Whoops. Cody is now sitting in the computer chair with Georgie. And now Scotty's like, oh my God, look how big. Jeez Louise, what are you all feeding him? It's about damn time you have that reaction. She says, what, he's a year old? And John's like 2. No, they're abusing their cats. That is physical abuse when you overfeed a cat like that. Now they're arguing about if he's a year or if he's 2. John said he's an asshole like his daddy. John says he's a cock, he's a dick, he's a fuckface, he's a prick. Talking about Georgie. They're talking about Georgie sleeping on the bed. We're almost done with this. Got like 5 minutes left. No, they don't live as long. I mean, they already weigh so little that being overweight every pound is a lot. When you're an animal that only weighs 15, 10, 15, 20 pounds, then every single pound is so much more than a human that weighs at least 5 times, a 20-pound cat. Most humans are going to weigh 10 to 20 pounds more than a cat. All right, so they're just talking about how the different animals lay on the bed, but Takashi is still barking. He would give a part of his heart to his cats before he'd give it to Cody. That is such a typical John thing to say. He would give part of his heart to his animals before his human spouse that he loves with all of his life. Says Phoebe is 15. He says Phoebe's never going to die. She's going to live till 47 because that's how she is. She just won't die. She's only 15. Cats can live to be so old, John. Like, if you take care of a cat, they don't have any health conditions, that cat could potentially live to be like 20 years old. And you're talking about how a 15-year-old just won't die? I can't. I don't even. Yeah. We're down to the last 2 minutes. Hope's 12, Georgie's 2, and we're horrible people. It just is what it is. All right, John's talking about how he has to get a gas station meatball sandwich, and he's starving, and Scotti leaves the panel, and there's about a minute and a half left. Nope, that was the end. That was the end. So I'm going to private this so I can take that one part out where I played the live accidentally. Maybe I will do the actual thing on member or not on, I don't know. I really don't want, not on members. I mean on Rumble, but I don't want to reinstall OBS. OBS is just becoming a big pain in my ass whenever I go in to use to stream on YouTube. It's just messing everything up, and it didn't used to do that, and it is now. So I don't know, but I don't like doing them like that. Really, it's too much talking. It's too much talking and thinking, and yeah. So everybody who is left here, if you guys would not mind hitting the like button, I would so much appreciate it, please. You can even hit the dislike, but I'd really love a like tonight from everybody because that's hard work. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, if you don't mind, hit one of the like or the dislike. And if you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing. I would really appreciate it. Everybody have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for joining me. Oh, and also, thank you. Wait, I forgot. I gotta pull up the stream so I don't forget the most important part of the stream. Well, where is it? View channel.
Everybody
Pause. Shh. Quiet. Okay. Don't say much. Thank you so much for the gifted memberships. I really appreciate it. I thought there was somebody else to thank, but it's not here. Oh my goodness, somebody sent me a $30 Venmo this morning. They were out on the road driving, and I did not see him in chat here at all. So I do need to thank her. But yes, if you do listen to this in the future, you will have already gotten a thank you from me. But thank you so much for the Venmo. And don't say much. Thank you so much for the gifted memberships. You guys are awesome, and I will see all of you soon. Have a great night.